We're going to talk a little bit about the book cover. I was very lucky. Most authors don't have any say whatsoever with the book cover. I've talked to some authors who, their publishers have come up with this main character on the cover, and the author's like, the main character is a boy, not a girl.
Actually, my publisher was going to pay someone to do it, and I asked him, hey, could I give it a try? I'd never done any artwork before, computer art before, and I thought I could probably do it. So what I did is I found some friends. It took me a long time to do that. And I took some pictures of them. And these are actually my neighbors.
And then the next step was, I got a piece of paper and some pencil and a pencil. And I started to just jot down some ideas of what I wanted for the book cover. Just kind of, playing around. Drew some lizards, stuck those pictures on there to kind of see, what it would look like. I was facing this direction there, and I thought, I don't want to face that direction. I'll face this direction instead. Put some ears on her, put some hair on him. If you remember the previous picture, he was bald. This is the final picture.
It used to be blue. One thing I'll tell you about publishing is that nothing stays the same. I submitted the book cover, and the next thing I knew, they changed the blue and changed it to a totally different thing. Unfortunately, the blue cover had already found its way on the internet, and people were posting it, even though the book itself was no longer blue.
Now, if you remember from that previous picture, this boy was bald. I asked him, hey, can I take some pictures of you? And he says, yeah, fine. And when he showed up, he was bald. And I was like, oh, no, the main character has hair. He's not bald. He was trying out for like the swim team or something.
I had to put hair on him afterwards. I put some cat ears on her, some, these balls here. It was really hard to get some floating balls, but I found some. I'm just kidding, I put them on.
Now I have to warn you, I've never done art before, so I'm not a professional. This was my first piece of art I've ever done on the computer. And then I went the other, the next step, I decided, hey, I want to do the chapter art. That would be really fun. There's about 30 chapters in the book. A lot of you have probably seen chapter art in books. I thought, hey, I want my book to have some chapter art. And so I painted some chapter art. There's a big flame-throwing pigeon.
Those are special glasses, actually. So you get an idea about all these things.
Of course, when the book is printed, it's in black and white. So I chose colors that would look nice as they go into black and white. How many of you, by raising hand, have a computer? Wow. How many of you, by raising hand, by the other hand, have done any artwork on the computer? Wow. That's surprising. All right. Wow, that's pretty cool. This is my first time ever doing artwork on the computer. I had never done artwork. Cool device. It was called a tablet. And I hooked it to my computer. And that little pen right there, I was able to write on the tablet. And whatever I wrote appeared on the computer. So it was really cool. I used this software that allowed me to paint as if I were painting on that tablet. And it appeared on the computer screen. So I have a little example here of how this would be. But all of you can do this as you go home, actually. There's a paint program that everyone has on their computer. And you can just use the mouse. You don't have to have one of those special tablets. All right. Oh, and the other aspect of the book that I was able to do was the video trailer.
You should put the entire book on YouTube. Oh no, you can't do that.
Do you want to adjust the sound?
Yeah, we put a little there.
I have Porky. It looks just like that one.
I'm not a video wizard, but I created that myself.
Nice.
Woo! Wow. You should make a video for this. A movie for this book.
My book was coming out, and I didn't have much time, so I had to really put this together. I actually had more to it with voiceovers, and I'm like, well, I just need to piece this together really fast and put it out. So eventually, if I ever get some time, I'll put the rest of the footage in there with the other characters and the voices.
You should send it to a movie company or something.
Yeah.
And so I tried to create some original music, use original footage. So that's a little bit. Any other question? Yeah, I had to look all over the place for a green-haired girl, and I found her. No, actually, no, it's not. We dyed it green just for this, and she didn't realize we were going to do that. But she was a good sport, and she will actually be on the second book, on the cover of the second book. She posed for that. Yeah.
One of the things I've been able to do, and I'll answer lots of questions and we'll maybe do some fun little activity, is the audiobook. I am almost finished with the audiobook. This thing has taken me a couple hundred hours or more to do. And I had no idea I had created so many characters in my book. There's a lot of voices that I've had to come up with, and my wife has helped as well. And I'm having to come up with all these different voices for all of them. So I thought I'd play a few of them. Here's Sarah Parker.
Do you play all of them?
My wife does the female voices.
Hey, Butch.
Came the sultry voice of Sarah Parker, the most beautiful girl in school.
Are you coming over tonight?
Sarah asked, her lips pouting.
Any of you know of anyone like that? She's kind of like the popular hot girl in school. Now the main bad guy, kind of Simon's nemesis on Earth, is Butch.
My name is Butch. A faint whisper sounded in his ear. If I so much as hear you peep a word about this, I'm going to make you wish you were never born.
Kind of a bad guy.
So are you doing it in a studio or at home?
I have a lot of computer skills, and so I have some professional software equipment, and so I have a condenser microphone, and I've kind of created my own little studio in my office. And to do the character voices, so that they can maintain the same voice throughout the whole book, I actually wrote down all the lines of dialogue, and as that character, I say them all in one go. And then I piece them together into the book.
Oh my goodness.
Most people don't do that. Narrators don't do that. Professional narrators, a lot of times, like Jim Dale, who did Harry Potter, he just color codes everything in the book and then goes into the studio and just reads them. And he knows what voice to do from the color code. And he just does it all in one go. And then he has about 10 different editors that edit it and piece it together and ask him, hey, can you do this one over again? I originally started to do that, but then I realized my voice was changing. That character was
I do
changing.
that when I read, yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed Jim Dale did that a couple times too with some of the characters. I listened to the audiobooks of Harry Potter. And sometimes he changes the characters. All of a sudden, whoops, that one's not quite the same anymore. And I wanted to maintain that. It's a lot more work doing that because then I have to edit it, put that in. It's easier on my wife though because she just comes in and does it and leaves.